Now, let's go back to the past and talk about the passé composé.
Hey, we hear you groaning over there. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of rules to remember about the passé composé, but it's so useful we can't ignore it.
What is the passé composé?
It's a past tense that is composed of two parts. Get it? Passé, past, composé, composed. We use it when talking about a completed action in the past.
As we said, it is composed of two parts. We call these two parts the auxiliary verb and the past participle. The auxiliary verb is avoir or être conjugated in the present tense. The past participle is a version of the action verb. So for example,
J'ai écrit.
J'ai is the auxiliary verb of avoir in the present tense for je. Écrit is the past participle of écrire, to write, the action verb, what is actually being done. But how do we make the past participle?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Depending on the verb you're using, there are different patterns. All ER verbs drop the ER and add the E accent aigu. For example, parler, voyager, aller. Most IR verbs drop just the R so that the ending is I. For example, parti, sorti, fini. For regular RE verbs and many of the irregular verbs, the past participle ends with U. For example, vendu, lu, cru. But of course, it wouldn't be French if we didn't tell you that there are tons and tons and tons of irregular past participles that you just have to memorize.
Or look online.
So now, the question becomes, avoir, être, which one do I choose?
Most verbs will be conjugated in the passé composé with avoir. A few get conjugated with être. These verbs include all pronominal verbs, that is, verbs like se laver, se promener, and a select group of verbs that we refer to as
Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp.
Again,
Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp
stands for the verbs descendre,
retourner,
monter,
revenir,
sortir,
venir,
arriver,
naître,
devenir,
entrer,
rentrer,
tomber,
rester,
aller,
mourir,
passer.
and partir.
Not only are they conjugated with être, but another particularity is that the past participle must agree in gender and in number with the subject.
That means if the subject is feminine, we must add an E. And if the subject is plural, we add an S. Take a look at aller, to go, conjugated in the passé composé. Il est allé et elle est allée et e. Ils sont allés et s. Elles sont allées et es.
This won't change anything about the pronunciation, except for mourir. But it must be written in this way.
Finally, how do we use the passé composé?
Like we said before, it is a past tense that is used to talk about actions that started and ended in the past.
For example, j'ai travaillé toute la journée.
I worked all day long. It can also be used to talk about repeated actions in the past. For example,
je suis allé à Londres 6 fois.
I've been to London 6 times. We also use it to talk about a series of actions. For example,
je me suis levé, puis je me suis douché, et enfin, j'ai pris mon petit-déj.
I woke up, then I took a shower, and finally I had breakfast.
When we translate the passé composé into English, it's often translated as the simple past. Think the ed ending. For example,
j'ai regardé un film
would translate to be I watched a movie. But it can sometimes also translate to the present perfect, the have done something tense in English. For example,
tu as déjà visité la place Bellecour?
Have you ever visited Bellecour Square?
Oui, je suis allée à la place Bellecour plusieurs fois.
Yes, I have been to the Bellecour Square several times.
Can't wait to read about your weekend.